The following is an exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers and the National Football League. On this episode of the Panthers Huddle, playoffs or bust this Saturday in Tampa. Coach Dave Canales joins us as the Carolina Panthers close out the regular season fighting for a division crown. Plus, step inside TD's film room where the Panthers legend breaks down the Bucs. Welcome inside the Panthers Huddle.
Everyone, welcome inside the Panthers Huddle. Happy New Year to you. Kristin Balboni, Panthers legend, Thomas Davis, and TD. The Panthers have a chance to start 2026 off in a great way. It all comes down to this Week 18 matchup against the Bucs. Playoffs on the line. TD, I know you love it.
Listen, I absolutely love meaningful football in December, January. This is what you play the game for as a player. You want moments like this and opportunities like this. We always talk about controlling your own destiny, and that's the position that this football team is in right now. It is so crazy, KB, going into this weekend, this past weekend, all of the things that we needed to happen, minus us winning and taking care of our own business, but all of the things that we needed to happen actually happened for us.
Yeah, so that game on Monday night with the Falcons beating the Rams. So, of course, as we just saw, the main scenario, the scenario that everyone knows is that the Panthers go into Tampa, beat the Bucs.
Handle your business, win, and you're in.
Yep, you get to celebrate on their field. That'd be incredible. But because the Falcons beat the Rams, the Panthers are still in this scenario where they could lose to the Bucs and then win the division on Sunday if Atlanta wins their last game of the season, which, TD, that's just wild.
Very doable, too.
Yes.
When you go into the last week, there's no way you could have told me that Miami was going to beat Tampa, that Atlanta was going to beat the Rams on a Monday Night Football game. But this is an opportunity for this team to really go out and stake their claim to be a playoff team. We played well enough, and we've played well enough at times to lose games as well. But at the end of the day, this team deserves to be in the playoffs, but they have to go out and perform like that for 4 quarters.
So I know you want to go position by position and tell us what each position needs to do to win this game. So let's start with the quarterback, Bryce Young. Bryce
Young has to have another game like he did in Atlanta. To me, it doesn't have to be to that caliber, but it has to be in a situation where he puts up productive yardage, and he takes care of the football. That's what it boils down to me for Bryce Young. He has to do the things necessary to make sure that he's not putting the ball in harm's way, and when we have opportunities to take shots down the field, that we're taking those shots to loosen that defense up.
All right, running backs and O-line.
Running backs and O-line have a dominant performance up front, win the trench battle. You got to win the trench battle against a team like Tampa Bay. They're gonna blitz. They're gonna bring extra bodies. You got to be prepared for that. You got to understand and know that from an offensive line standpoint. But the running back core, taking care of the football, don't put the ball on the ground, and you got to run hard, run physical, get the extra yardage. I was talking to Rico in the locker room this week, and I'm like, Rico, you can't try to beat everybody to the sideline and up the field for a touchdown every single play. There are 2-3 yards that are being left on the field every single run. So take advantage of what's there. Nobody wants to tackle you. So he understood where I was coming from. He looked at me and he was like, you're right. And I know I'm right. I know that I'm right, Rico. But at the end of the day, this team has to understand situational football, and I know that our running backs are highly capable, and they've shown that all season long.
All right, speaking of another highly capable group that we didn't really get to see flourish last week, the receivers, what do you want to see from them?
I want to see more energy and more effort out of our receiving core. We've seen time and time again that connection, what it looks like between Bryce and T-Mac, what the connection looks like between Bryce and Jalen Coker. We know that we have guys that are capable of going out and putting up big numbers. And I want to see more out of XL. I want to see more out of Jimmy Horn Jr. Get these guys to football, giving them the opportunity to catch the ball in space where they can show off their athleticism. We haven't done that enough. It's too many times where we're catching the football and guys are having to spin around because of the placement of it. And these are like the check down plays that we throw. Like, it's never a time, I'm not going to say never. It's not consistent enough where we catch the ball and it's a catch and continue to run. It's a catch, or I got to turn around, and as I'm turning around, I'm getting tackled. We got to put guys in position and call plays that guys are able to utilize their athleticism, and that's when this team becomes the special team that we know that they're capable of being.
That's what, like you said, it's the Atlanta game. You know, we know that it is possible because of the Atlanta game. All right, I need to get one more thought from you. Last but not least, your guys, the defense.
Listen, the defensive line has to dominate. We talk about them dominating in the trenches. That's where it starts. But also our DBs, to me, we have the best DB core in the NFL. We talking about our top two cornerbacks, that is. Mike Jack and J.C. Horn, they're the best DB tandem to me in the NFL, with the Texans coming in a close second to me with what they have down there. But I just feel like these guys, with the way that they take the ball away, with the way that they compete at a high level when the ball is in the air, those are guys that I feel like we have to rely on. And our linebackers, man, we got to rally the troops. You know, we've had guys in and out of the lineup. We need somebody to step up from that linebacker spot and establish themselves. You know, Roseboom has been the guy with Trevin Wallace going on IR. Now we need somebody else to step up and that's going to take command of that position group.
All right. Now, there is a guy, TD, that has gone viral. He has captured the hearts of Panthers fans this season, and he was mic'd up for last week's game. Take a look at Carolina Mike on the sidelines.
I'm mic'd up, by the way, so.
I'm Pam Francisco. No. I'm glad to meet you.
It's more.
Hey.
Y'all need to know. Y'all know him though, right?
We know him now.
I'm mic'd up, just so you know. I'm mic'd up.
Oh, he the feds.
Yeah.
Let's turn this around.
Double tap. You do it. Do it. There we go. Swipe up. Swipe up. Double tap. Double tap. And then swipe up.
Swipe up.
Swipe up. From the, there we go.
There we go.
Do. Then you got to toss the money. Toss the money. There you go. Love it. What's up? Hey, what's up, man? Very well. Nice to meet you. I appreciate you, man. I see you. I grew up in South Carolina. Camden.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
right
see?
up by Columbia.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, we see you, dude. Can we get a picture?
For sure.
All right. Hey. If you had 150,000. Oh, I feel like I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now. Okay. Yeah. So much fun. Thank you.
Coming up, Coach Dave Canales joins Kristin Balboni in studio to preview our regular season finale on the Panthers Huddle. This exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers Television Network is brought to you in part by Bank of America, the official bank of the Carolina Panthers.
Welcome back to the Huddle. Pleased, as always, to be joined by head coach Dave Canales. Coach, it is all down to this. Week 18, everything to play for as you guys go on the road to the Bucs. What has been the mentality in the locker room this week?
Shirts and hats games, that's what we play for. The season has played out the way it has to give us the opportunity to be in a championship moment just like this. Everything at stake for the division and for the playoffs, all that is exactly right. This is what we live for, it's what we work so hard for, to be in this type of position right now. And the guys are so excited about it. The whole group, you can feel it, there's an energy in the building about just the opportunity that's right in front of us. And for me as the head coach, this is the mentality. This is why we talk about championship. Every game's a championship opportunity, and it truly is, all the way from the beginning of the season. Go back to the preseason and how we're preparing to travel. You go to a hotel. What is my routine? How do I get my mind right for the game? And if you can truly capture that mentality, you just get used to it. So we don't have to go up. We're already here with our process. We're already here with the focus and intentionality that's required to play championship football.
That's right. The shirts and hats will be loaded on the plane with you guys. Hopefully we can break them out there. Offensively, against the Seahawks, not the game that you wanted. How do you bounce back and put together that offense that we know this Panthers team is capable of?
Yeah, just show them the opportunities, show them what we can be and what we can do. And our job as coaches is to show the players something tangible to improve upon. You can't improve anything you can't measure. And we get to look at the film, we get to say, okay, look, here were some opportunities based on this front. or this coverage that we could have taken advantage of. Let's make sure we get that this week. If we do see this again, let's make sure we nail it. And we've done a great job as a group of being able to bounce back and learn lessons, take accountability, and improve our football. This is another opportunity to do that.
What are you hammering on the positive side that you're like, this is what we do? You talk about chances to become us. You talk about playing Panthers football. So what are you hammering in terms of these are the things we have to do to win this game?
Our play style, effort, enthusiasm, making sure we celebrate each other. We're going to be on the road. All we have is us. Let's celebrate. I know there'll be some Panthers fans in the stands for sure. But at the same time, we have to rely on each other. We have to make sure that whether you have a great play or whether you give up a play, you got to go to the next one. And you got to come together in between series, reconnect and communicate. And that's the biggest thing is being able to be connected all the way through the thing for the finish.
That's what I was going to ask you about, taking the road element out of it. Is it just as simple as what you just said? Is there anything about playing in Tampa, which you know so well, that the guys have to look out for?
The cannons.
Yeah, the cannons are so loud.
I'll blast the cannons, and so like if you don't let them score, you're not going to hear the cannons.
Yes, yeah.
So
hopefully you don't hear them very much.
Let's have a great day defensively, but I think in general it's going to be a little warmer.
Yep.
So luckily last week we had a couple of warm days to get out and work in. So we've had a little bit of a mix, and during the last few weeks to be able to acclimate to that. But it's going to be in the 70s, So just making sure the guys understand, got to hydrate a little bit more 2 days before, day of, all those things so that we can be able to finish the game.
Yeah, after the weather for the Seahawks game and the Rams game, it might be kind of nice to get out there in the warmth a little bit in Tampa. I was wondering, what are some of the advantages and disadvantages of playing a team twice in 3 weeks?
Well, the advantage first and foremost is things that you prepared for the first game that didn't get called. And that can be offensive plays, that can be a blitz package, a personnel package maybe. That the defense might have, a different type of trick plays on special teams, things that didn't show up, you can just carry them right over. And it goes both ways, so it's always like they know that we know that they know that we know, and you can kind of go back and forth with that. But it's going to come down to the basics. It's going to come down to blocking, tackling, taking care of the ball, just like it always does.
Coach, I want to just ask you from a human perspective, we saw JT Sanders go down. It was really tough, see how emotional he is going off on the cart. Not only what is it like to not have him as you go into this final push, but also the conversation that you had with him, promising young player, and you hate to see that happen right here at the end of the year.
Yeah, just first I get to talk about JT as a man, and since he got here, so eager, asks great questions, into it, studies, very intentional with his work, a guy that we've been able to trust and really count on to do anything we wanted, and brings a versatility, great energy, a guy that just loves to play football, loves his teammates, really like in the heart and soul of the tight end room, and they're always cutting on each other, but then they go to work, and they're a physical bunch. They play really tough, and JT's right in the middle of the heart and soul of that. With that, James Mitchell gets an opportunity, a guy that we really trust, that we haven't had an opportunity to get up very many times this year, but James is a really well-rounded guy, very intelligent, big physical guy who catches the ball well, and so I'm excited for James to get an opportunity.
All right, Coach, like we said, we are staring right at this playoff berth, this playoff opportunity. But as you look at this regular season with still one game to go, I'm wondering, how would you sum up this team and this regular season?
Grit, just pure grit. The way that we've responded to adversity, injuries, losing a game, bouncing back, winning one, and it's kind of been the tale of the end of our season is win one, lose one, win one, lose one. But it's the resiliency of the group to go back to work, to understand what it's about, to be complete studs about the coaching, about the improvement, the little details, the things that we're always going to come back to, and they've responded to that so well. They've taken the challenge and haven't backed down from that. And just to be able to play a brand of football that we're proud of, to be able to really go toe-to-toe with anybody that we faced, and to give ourselves a chance. And when we didn't, it was our own fault. There were mistakes that we made along the way, and we've played some fabulous teams this year, and we've had some great end-of-game wins, and it just goes back to the heart and soul and the character of this group and what we're building here. I'm so proud to be a part of it, and can't wait for this weekend.
Yeah, well, we can't wait either. As you said, it's a hat and shirts game. We are so excited, and Coach, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
Up next, step inside TD's film room as the Panthers legend breaks down the Buccaneers on the Panthers Huddle.
All right, time now for TD's Film Room. TD, we were just at this board talking about the Bucs a couple of weeks ago, but one guy that we did not talk about that you said we have got to talk about this week is one of their Pro Bowlers, Antoine Winfield.
Listen, he's a Pro Bowler for a reason, KB. They use him in a lot of different ways, and we know that he's a safety, but we're going to show you some of the other ways that Tampa Bay has been able to utilize Antoine Winfield's skill set. Right here, you see him close to the line of scrimmage. He's lined up at almost at linebacker depth, but he's an extra guy in the box because if you look at the Saints right now, they have Taysom Hill in the game, so they know when he's in the game for a reason. So Antoine Winfield is going to come. They have him in the safety spot, quick, off the edge, KB, slicing, and this is one of the things that you love about a guy like Antoine Winfield Jr. With him being a safety, usually safeties only want to play back in the secondary, intercepting passes, but he's not afraid to go in and just throw his body around and make plays for this defense. That's one of the things that I love about him, the energy and the effort that he brings for this football team. So we have to know where he is at all times. You got to know it. It's coming, KB.
Yes,
he's
that's
one of those guys for them.
He is one of those guys, like you said, a Pro Bowler for a reason. Let's talk about the offense now. We know that Baker Mayfield has a lot of different weapons, so which one do you want to talk about today?
We always talk about what Mike Evans does and how he's really contributed to this team over his entire career being with Tampa Bay. But another guy that I feel like kind of gets forgotten about because he's been banged up and injured for the last couple of years. But Chris Godwin had an amazing game against Miami, and he showed some explosiveness. So we have to make sure that we're in tune to what they're doing with him. Right here, you see the explosiveness coming back, taking this ball, a quick hitch, taking it 54 yards. This is some of the things that he's capable of doing when he's healthy. So we got to make sure that we're locked in on Chris Godwin, that we don't just get so overly focused on Mike Evans that we forget about guys like Chris Godwin and Ibuka and some of the other receivers that Tampa Bay have.
Yeah, but speaking of being focused on Mike Evans, there was one guy 2 weeks ago that was focused on Mike Evans and did a pretty darn good job of it. Mike Jack. Tell us what he did that really shut down Mike Evans.
Listen, he was physical. He won the battle of the mics. We talk about that. Listen, Mike Jack was up for the challenge.
He's our Carolina Mike.
He is definitely our Carolina Mike. But he's one of those guys that a lot of times we get locked in on J.C. Horn because he is that special of a player. He's a Pro Bowler for us. But at the end of the day, I feel like Mike Jack is a guy that could have made the Pro Bowl as well with the way that he's played. He's leading the NFL in this right here, in knocking the ball away. And now he has 4 interceptions to go along with it. He did a phenomenal job in his efforts of contesting Mike Evans, and that's something that he's going to have to do at a high level because Tampa is going to try to get Mike Evans the football. He's the difference maker for them. But when you have guys like J.C. Horn and Mike Jack covering him, it makes it a tougher job and a tougher task for Tampa to be able to contribute in a high level offensively passing the football.
I still believe that Mike Jack watches the huddle, and he heard all the things that you have had to say, and he's just shown constant improvement, constant grit every single week.
KB, those things have changed. I've gone to Mike Jack every week now that he's made a play and let him know. You do really like nice things. I apologize. I was wrong. I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong.
Yes. Well, look, TD is not done yet. He wants to hold these DBs, as you said, one of the best, if not the best, DB duo in the entire league. So TD is going to hold them to an even higher standard in Week 18. When we come back, he is going to tell those guys what they can do to help get this win against the Bucs on Saturday. Stay tuned.
Closed captioning for the Panthers Television Network is provided by Charlotte Eye, Ear, Nose, and Throat Associates, providing premier eye and ENT care to North and South Carolina.
Okay, TD, we always like to end the show with our Coke Spotlight. I know where you're going with this one. You've been talking about them, praising them, challenging them all game. So what is the deciding factor in this game?
It has to be the best duo in the NFL, meaning our cornerbacks. They have to show up. They have to show up in a big way and shut down Tampa's receivers. Mike, Jack, and JC got to be special.
And they can do it. We've seen them do it.
They have done it.
Yes.
They're going to do it.
They have done it. They will do it. And talk about two guys who love to compete.
Yes.
I mean, oh my goodness, I know that makes you so proud. I can't wait to see what they do against this, as you said, very good receiving core. All right, my Coke Spotlight is going to be on the passing game. TD,
Yes.
we did not see that get going at all in the Seahawks game, just 54 yards passing for Bryce in that one. And as we know, you can't win like that. And that's not what this team is capable of. We saw it in the Bucs game a couple weeks ago. We want to have a game more like that, or like you said earlier, more like Atlanta. Pull out all the stops. Let's get it going early and often. Let's get it to T-Mac. And you know that that's what they're going to do. That's what Dave Canales is here to do. That's what he calls plays for. So, TD, I fully believe that they're going to respond in a big way, and we're going to come away with the win.
Got to.
Yeah, we got to. And we will, all right? Thank you, everyone, so much for watching. Like I said, we hope you had a happy new year. We're all going to be watching this game on Saturday, and we hope to be back with you next week talking about the Panthers going to the playoffs. But until we see you again,
keep pounding.
You've been watching the Panthers Huddle, a copyrighted presentation of the Carolina Panthers and the NFL.